I don't know. I always wanted to be in television, so it was really like, you know, after I got out of school, got out of grad school, I just looked for opportunities in television, even though that I had studied like, urban studies, and social sciences, and stuff like that up to that point. I kind of had a feeling I wanted to get into journalism, but academics took me in a whole nother direction. And then, man, I just had this dream of wanting to start my own like network, and I used to talk about it. And that led me to getting my first job in New York at this like youth. It was like a youth center. They was doing a television show, and I was a researcher on the television show, and I had to teach kids how to research. That was part of the job responsibility. And that was my first show. And then from there, I went to HBO. I started working at HBO Studios, like in the basement, in the tape room. And when you're in the tape room, that's all you had. You was touching is like content, and they was creating content. And, you'd be working with people who was also in the film industry. So, or wanting to make films and write films, and I've always just, once I got into the business, I always was around people who inspired you to stay in the business and like reach for higher goals, you know? That's a good question. You want to say Kurosawa off the top, but I would say Pontecorvo. I might be pronouncing his name wrong. He made the film Battle of Algiers, and it's
Okay.
like a great mix of kind of like fiction and non-fiction. It's like it doesn't feel like a documentary. It's a film, but its subject matter is raw. And you know, Battle of Algiers is one of my favorite films. Shoot, like just shoot, keep shooting till you think you got it in the can, and then you cut it and you show it to people. And then if it's not ready, you'll know, and you rewrite. Really, writing, filmmaking is akin to writing, and writing is it's a brutal process where you have to constantly rewrite. Writing is rewriting, and so editing and filmmaking, by and large, in order for you to get to your final cut or to your final draft of your screenplay, I mean, it's constant writing and rewriting in the same manner that you would if you were working out, or if you were trying to get to 10,000 hours to be like a great painter or whatever. It's the same with storytelling, filmmaking. And so my real advice is for people to just kind of like dive in to the process, and don't let the process overwhelm them, because a lot of times you get these bursts of ideas, and you get this burst of energy, and it can sometimes take you off your your path of trying to get down the timeline or complete it. So you kind of have to keep that thought pocketed in such a way that you can come back to it as you actually get the work on the timeline done, because that's where you have to kind of export the content and get it out. Like, it happens on the timeline. So, we can talk about it, we can throw about ideas, but at the end of the day, you got to get the work on the timeline, and you got to get it out, and then you know, get the feedback you need in order to make it better, or just deliver the best thing you could within that time frame.